Hello everyone, Ben Rad here, aka The Mysteries Of. Welcome to the next session in this tutorial series. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a lead sound. I describe it similar to something that maybe Knife Party or other sort of electro house producers might use in some of their tracks. It's quite a harsh sound. I've named this harsh pad, but actually it's not a pad sound, it's a lead. So I'll just play it to you in the mix, see what you think. So just so you can hear it on its own. Now I know everyone on YouTube loves to describe sounds that they make to other people's sounds. So Knife Party, that's what I'm giving you. But that's the sound that I'm choosing for my track. And it's just to kind of fill out the entire main body of the track, really. Just give it more to listen to. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put us into a new session of Massive, because that's what I used for this particular sound. So let's go create a new Massive. I'll just get rid of that very quickly. I will solo this track, and I'll copy it down. And we should be left with the default setting right here. So let's just see what that sounds like for the moment. I'll just leave that. Okay, so it doesn't sound anything like it really. So first thing I did was I have this on the standard square to saw wave, and I put this all the way to saw 1. And what I've done is I have straight away gone to the voicing tab. I have added 4 voices and put this into monophonic. By putting it into monophonic, what that allows me to do is that allows me to then put some glide onto this, which is in the first oscillator tab. So I've raised this up here. So just see how that sounds. Already getting that, to be honest. Now, as with everything, I wanted some movement in this track, in this sound. And so what I've done is I've gone to the 4th envelope, which is what pretty much the entire sound is based around. And I have thrown the level all the way up. I've added quite a bit of release. And I've also added quite a bit of attack. So let's put it back just there. I'm making something go along, by the way. Getting closer and closer. And with that envelope, I wanted some modulation of this actual sound. So what I've done is I've dragged this envelope over to the wavetable, and I've pulled this down. And what I've done is I've made this saw wave turn into a square wave, in the same way as this envelope is moving. Not bad. What I've also done, I have thrown this up 1 octave. So what I've done is press Option, click on this, and go up. Go straight up to 1 octave. And I have gone into the modulation oscillator, put some phaser on the first oscillator that we're working with, and I put this up to the same octave as the oscillator. Hear what that sounds like. Oof, that down a bit. You get what I'm saying. Getting there. Next thing I did was I used one of the filters. You'll see all of the oscillators that I'm using right now are in between. I'll show you why. So we are actually going to be using both filters today, getting a bit complex. First one that I used was the scream filter. Again, I'm not sure exactly what this does, but it plays around with resonance quite cleverly and to make some funny sounds. So what I've done is put the cutoff over to about here. Scream, which is essentially the type of sound that the resonant makes, about there. And then what I've done is, again, I've taken the resonance and I've put it around here, and I've actually modulated this against the envelope 4. So the resonance all the way up. So, hear what that sounds? Okay, so this is kind of giving it a little bit of extra resonance, some extra high frequencies, pretty harsh at times, but not the point of this round. Let's forget this filter for now. I just want to move on to these effects. So the first effect that I put on was a classic tube, which is it's distortion, actually. I've put the dry wet up here, and I kept the drive as it is. And the second tab, I've put on some reverb to give it, again, more body. I like using that word in these tutorials. I'll put that about there. What else did I do? I put the size of it down, density of it down, and I put the color up. So that's the frequency that's actually. And then equalize that, put the low shelf down, and giving it a little tweak in the high. Let's have a listen to that right now. Oops. Getting there. You can kind of see how the sound is coming out, but it hasn't got the lower frequencies in it that really make it stand out. So using Oscillator 2, I've thrown some amp onto this. Try putting it about there. I've done exactly the same. I've basically mimicked the first oscillator. So that has a bit of movement there. And what I've also done is I've changed the intensity as well to match envelope 1 as well. So the intensity goes from middle to full across the sound. All right, let's listen to that. There you go. Low frequencies in there, fills it out a lot, really nice. What I also did was I used the sample and hold. Sample and hold is essentially a bit crusher. They don't call it bit crusher here, and you shouldn't be confused with the actual bit crusher, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a bit of an anomaly. It's just a distortion, really. Sample and hold is bit crusher, and what it does is I'm putting this up right here, put the dry wet up, and the pitch is frequency at which the digital sound is actually what is it? Is distorted. Ha! There you go. I'll put that up there, and you can see what that sounds like. It should give it a bit more of an 8-bit feel. Cool. Now, what we could do is we could go a bit crazy if we truly, truly wanted, and we could do things like have the pitch go up based on the envelope as well. So we could throw that down like 12 semitones, I think it is. There you go, pretty cool, right? But I'm not going to do that for now because it's a bit too crazy. But that's just an idea for you guys. So really, the last couple of tweaks that I did to this was I added a low-pass cutoff here, just because I wanted to, again, have a lot more movement in the way that the sound started off. And again, did that with the 4th envelope here. So what I've done is I've had it basically move from 0 to full based on how this envelope works. So the cutoff is kind of being released as this envelope comes up. And I tweaked the resonance a bit, because again, you can never have too much resonance when you're making these kind of sounds, in my opinion. Throwing that up there. I think the last thing I did was in the voicing tab, I put on pitch, and I moved this the tiniest bit. Barely noticed it. Put it like that. So that sounds. You get the idea? Now, it's amazing in Massive how many sounds, or classically sounding sounds, you can make with just these, just the standard square and saw waves. There are so many ridiculous things you can work with in Massive, and to be honest, I really want to do a big tutorial on how to use Massive a bit more, because I really love it. But these kind of sounds, you don't need to go crazy. No modern talking and nothing like that. Really keep it simple, and you can make this sound in anything, the ES2, FM, anything really. So play around with it. I'm pretty sure that's it. So let's hear what I just created in the mix and see if it sounds half all right. So I'll mute that. sounds pretty good. Last few things I did to that sound was I shoved the pan over a little bit just to make it sound not too centered. What else did I do? Threw some compressor on there, and what I also did, so I won't bother throwing the compressor on now, but I've got a guitar distortion that I put on a bus as well. I'll solo this just so you get an idea. That's without. If I turn that up a bit, it's really subtle, but it gives it a little bit more of an edge. And you can play around with that as much as you want. I mean, to be honest, I could just, if I really wanted to, shove that straight over here, not even have it on a bus. See how that sounds. Woo! Yeah, have it on the bus. All right. You could add some more, effects onto that as well. You could add a bit crusher as well to kind of from the Logic plugins to give it even more bite, extra whatever. But that's how I made that lead sound. You can do all sorts of crazy stuff like this. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it's helpful. If you like these videos, like it, subscribe, and do please comment and ask me if you want me to try and make some sounds or show you how to do anything massive. I love this synth. It's great. So, yep, I'll accept all comments, bad or good, I don't really care. But if you liked it, thumbs up, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye.